Welcome to another episode, everyone. ADX Florence, the worst maximum security prison in the United States of America. And this is why no one escapes this prison. ADX Florence. Check this out.
At the foot of the Rocky Mountains sits a fortress unlike any other, ADX Florence. Reputed as the most secure prison on the planet, this penitentiary is designed to hold some of the most dangerous inmates in total isolation. The outside world has labeled it the Alcatraz of the Rockies, but those who live behind its walls would call it a perpetual nightmare. But what really happens inside these walls? Today, we take you beyond the steel doors, inside a maximum security prison, to uncover the reality most will never see. The Alcatraz of the Rockies. ADX Florence has a history that dates back to the early 1990s. Built in response to violent incidents and the need for a facility that could handle the nation's most dangerous inmates, it opened its gates in 1994. The prison was designed to eliminate escape and reduce inmate attacks, which had become a growing concern in lower security institutions. Today, ADX Florence stands in a barren stretch of Colorado, far from the noise of everyday life. The approach is lined with towering fences and watchtowers that seem to track your every step. Even from outside, tension hangs in the air like a storm cloud. Guards walk with grim determination, alert to constant danger. This is not a place for second chances. It is where the truly dangerous vanish from society's sight. Any notion of comfort ends once you pass those gates. The halls are a maze of electronic sensors, thick steel doors, and stark walls that devour natural light. Inmates soon learn that routine here is absolute, a rigid chain that binds them to a life of isolation. In ADX Florence, a single mistake can haunt you for years. Inside these walls, silence is more menacing than any shout. It's as though time itself slows, sharpening every fear. Each cell is stripped of all but the barest essentials. One look at the heavy doors tells you this place was built for the worst of the worst. Inmates rarely see another person up close, rarely glimpse the sky without barriers, and rarely remember what freedom once felt like. The ultimate prison lockdown. To grasp the true scale of security at ADX Florence, you have to step inside its endless layers of gates, scanners, and silent watchers. The perimeter is patrolled day and night by armed officers who keep their eyes on every corner. Motion detectors and cameras form a tight web, leaving no blind spots for any would-be escape artist. Concrete walls run deep beneath the ground, ensuring that tunneling out is nearly impossible. Every detail, from the reinforced steel of the doors to the placement of razor wire, is carefully designed to deter even the most cunning mind.
So this is indeed the most secure prison in the world, they're saying. And you can see with all of these motion detectors and sensors and this total isolation there, and this place is breaking strong individuals. They hold a lot of terrorists here, El Chapo, some of the world's alleged some of the world's most dangerous individuals. And they have it so secure that there is no chance of escape. Just listen to what is going on inside of this place. They rarely have contact with another human being. So you can be next door to another human being, but rarely see him. Almost never have any sort of contact with him except unless you're yelling. If you're yelling on the tier, yelling next door, trying to yell through your vent or some sort of way that they have found to communicate with one another. Other than that, it's total isolation. And we know that from studies that isolation will indeed break an individual and have an individual ready to blank himself. So these individuals here at ADX Florence are going through it. Now, of course, many individuals are going to say, well, they are the most dangerous individuals in the world. This is their fate. This is what they deserve, etc., particularly the individuals who have been deemed terrorists. No one is going to have any mercy on them. But once, we absorb the description of this place, we recognize that it's not really fit for human consumption, and the individuals there, their life is in danger in one way or another. The most secure, maximum security prison in the world.
The real heart of the prison security, however, lies in its intelligence network. Prison officials monitor phone calls, letters, and any form of communication with surgical precision. Specialized staff members scrutinize every conversation, searching for coded messages or hidden threats. Sometimes, even the simplest phrase can raise alarm bells if it hints at contraband or a plan to disrupt the order. The goal is to keep inmates isolated not just physically, but mentally as well, cutting off potential alliances long before they can take root. Guards at ADX undergo rigorous training that hones both their physical responses and their psychological fortitude. They learn to read subtle cues, spot manipulative behaviors, and handle emergencies that could erupt without warning. In this setting, complacency can be lethal, and any lapse in vigilance could unravel the tight grip that keeps danger at bay. Uniformed officers move with a purposeful calm, each step echoing through these meticulously controlled hallways. Some might wonder if these measures go too far, blurring the line between necessary safety and cruel isolation. Yet for those who run this fortress, there is no room for half measures. ADX Florence exists for one reason: to neutralize the nation's most violent and disruptive criminals. A day in America's toughest prison. Daily life at ADX Florence begins with a strict head count, followed by a breakfast delivered through a narrow slot in each cell door. Inmates catch only a fleeting glimpse of the guard's hand, reminding them that human contact is a scarce luxury. Meals are bland and portioned just enough to keep them going. There is no dining hall, no gathering around tables, only the cold transfer of a tray from one set of metal bars to another. This pattern repeats at lunch and dinner, all under vigilant surveillance. Opportunities for recreation are tightly controlled.
So just to receive this slop that they give you there in prison, and for those who may not know, who are new to the channel, I've done over 30 years of incarceration myself, most of it on a maximum security prison yard in California. But not like ADX Florence. This place is treacherous, clearly, really because of the depletion of human contact. And this is something that every human being needs to survive, I believe. The human soul needs support and contact. And not to have that, to be deprived of that, is sensory deprivation. And it causes a lot of these individuals to blank themselves at one point or another. Now, again, a lot of these individuals are alleged to be some of the most violent individuals in the world. And of course, they put this label on them to justify putting them in a place like this. We don't know the circumstances behind these individuals who are in there, for the most part, all of them.
Inmates may get an hour of solitary exercise in a small concrete yard surrounded by walls so tall they can barely see the sky. Even then, they are alone, with no sight of other prisoners. This isolation is designed to break any chance of collaboration or rebellion. Time moves slowly in these moments, and the mind struggles to stay tethered to reality. Darkness creeps in, both literal and metaphorical, as day after day of monotony wears away at each inmate's sanity. And because you've made it this far, I've got a small favor to ask. Like this video and subscribe for more deep dives. Consider it a small act that won't land you in solitary confinement. Another aspect of daily life is the overwhelming silence. Guards speak in clipped tones. Inmates learn to keep their thoughts locked away, and every door seals shut with a resounding clang. Communication is sparse, and any word spoken might echo through these lifeless corridors for what feels like an eternity. In such an environment, the real battle becomes an internal war against isolation, boredom, and the slow erosion of hope. Prisoners in ADX must confront the stark truth. Here, time doesn't heal wounds. Who's inside ADX Florence? Within the fortified walls of ADX Florence reside individuals whose names have become synonymous with terror and infamy. One such inmate is Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, the notorious Mexican drug lord and former leader of the Sinaloa cartel. After multiple high-profile escapes from Mexican prisons, Guzman was extradited to the United States in 2017. Convicted on numerous charges, including drug trafficking and money laundering, he now spends his days in the isolation of ADX Florence, far removed from the empire he once commanded. Another infamous resident is Dzhokhar Tsarnaev, the perpetrator of the 2013 Boston Marathon bombing. This act of terror resulted in the deaths of 3 spectators and injuries to over 260 others. Captured and convicted, Tsarnaev was sentenced to death in 2015 and has been confined to ADX Florence since, awaiting the outcome of ongoing appeals. The prison also houses Terry Nichols, an accomplice in the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing. This devastating attack on the Alfred P. Murrah Federal Building claimed 168 lives and injured hundreds more. While the principal bomber, Timothy McVeigh, was executed in 2001, Nichols received multiple life sentences without the possibility of parole and remains incarcerated at ADX Florence. Ramzi Youssef, the mastermind behind the 1993 World Trade Center bombing, is another notable inmate. His plot to topple the Twin Towers resulted in 6 deaths and thousands of injuries. Captured in Pakistan in 1995, Youssef was extradited to the U.S., convicted, and sentenced to life in prison without parole. His days are now spent in the solitary confines of ADX Florence. The prison's roster has also included Robert Hansen, a former FBI agent turned spy for Russia. His espionage activities, spanning over 2 decades, compromised numerous U.S. intelligence operations. Arrested in 2001, Hansen was sentenced to life imprisonment without parole. He remained at ADX Florence until his death in June 2023. Is ADX Florence too extreme? If the walls of ADX Florence could speak, they would recount endless stories of desperation, regret, and loss. To date, there have been no recorded escape attempts from this supermax facility. The prison's architecture and security protocols are meticulously crafted to prevent any possibility of escape. Each inmate is confined by a 7 by 12-foot concrete cell for 23 hours a day, with a narrow slit window.
That's crazy. So they have to shower right there inside of the cell. They had to shower right there inside of the cell. Let me go back to that real quick, man. Right there. Right? That's a shower. Oh, man. So whoa, that's just cold, man. So they making it where you can't come out the cell. You have no reason to come out of the cell. They keep you locked down in there 24 hours a day. And then they have the bars, right? This is a very small cell, no TVs and all of this sort of stuff that they have in general population, and just a regular maximum security prison, a level 4 maximum security prison, what have you, whatever state you may be in, whatever your maximum security terms are there. Oftentimes you have a TV, radio, what have you. Here, well, of course, no one is in the cell at the time, but there's nothing in there. They say that they give them the bare minimum to eat, just enough to survive on. That's it. Enough to survive on and to keep you going, because they want to keep you alive and continue to torture you here, apparently. And so they would keep you alive with enough food, a big enough portion to sustain you, and that is all. And you see here the bars inside of the cell that clearly close, and then they have a thick door right there on top of that, so you can't even see outside of the bars. When you look outside of the bars, you're just going to see a closed door. You see nothing. No double bunk. You're in a cell by yourself, and it's total isolation. And again, you can't even come out of your cell to shower because they have the shower inside of the cell right here, leaving you no reason to have to leave your cell. Everyone there, you've already been to court. You're not going to court. You already have, all of these individuals clearly have a life sentence, life without the possibility of parole, etc., we see the individuals that this maximum security prison is housing, some very violent and dangerous individuals who committed terrorist crimes. So, they're going to justify an institution like this when he asks, is the institution too extreme? They're going to justify it by these individuals' crimes. This is what they've been doing. But I'm sure no one has even attempted an escape here, much less escape. The narrator says that no one has even attempted an escape, and we can see why. How? How can you get out of here? How can you escape from here? I need to know. I don't care who you are. How can you escape from here? It's just too controlled. El Chapo was escaping every prison he went to in Mexico. He hasn't even attempted to escape from ADX Florence. There's no way. You can't even really communicate with your people because, as they said, they have even specialized staff to read the mail, monitor whatever phone call you may be afforded. There's no chance of you communicating any coded message because they have individuals there who are versed in breaking down these codes. And this is whenever you are able to communicate, which clearly is not often. This is not the way that anyone wants to go out because everyone here, I've never heard of anyone getting out of ADX Florence and coming home and living a productive life after their stint there in prison. Everyone there has a life sentence. And so they're going to die right there in prison. They're going to die right here in this cell. This is not how you want to go out. This is not how you want your last days, your final days, final 20, 30 years on earth to end. Inside of this cell that you've been in for 25, 30 years, and now you're about to die inside of this cell with nothing or no one. These are the things that we have to think about before we make a decision to do something that can lead us here.
Architecture and security protocols are meticulously crafted to prevent any possibility of escape. Each inmate is confined by a 7 by 12 foot concrete cell for 23 hours a day, with a narrow slit window that offers only a view of the sky or a fragment of the surrounding mountains. This design ensures that prisoners cannot ascertain their exact location within the complex, thwarting any potential escape planning. The cells are equipped with motion detectors and surveillance cameras, allowing continuous monitoring of inmate activities. The facility is fortified with 1,400 remote-controlled steel doors, pressure pads, and 12-foot razor wire fences. The perimeter is patrolled by heavily armed officers, and the prison's control center can initiate a complete lockdown at the push of a button, sealing all doors instantly. These measures create a layered security system that is virtually impenetrable. Inmates are escorted by restraints by multiple guards whenever they are moved, minimizing the risk of coordinated actions. Ambles, if they ever leave at all. The psychological cost they claim is too high a price for any society that calls itself civilized. If you had to pick one thing to take into an ADX Florence cell, what would it be? Let's see your...
Wow. All right, there you have it. ADX Florence, Colorado, the most secure prison, not Guantanamo Bay. ADX Florence, the most secure prison in the world. We can see there how secure this place is. There has not even been one escape attempt, much less a successful escape. It's not going to happen there. From what we've just seen, how it's impossible. Now, again, this place has, as the narrator just alluded to, has its supporters and it has its detractors. They have individuals that are against ADX Florence and feel like it is too extreme and not, built for human consumption, that no human being should have to live like that, regardless of their crime. And you have others who say it's a necessary evil because these individuals are the most dangerous individuals in the world, and we have to put them somewhere secure like this in order to stop them from harming anyone else in the world. Let me know what you think in the comments. ADX Florence. Not a place that you want to be. Everyone be safe, be mindful, be free, stay free, and think about what you do before you do it. Before you do it. Not after the fact, not while you're doing this. Man, what did I just do? I wish I hadn't done this. Think about that before you get yourself in that situation. Don't wait until you pull a weapon on someone and now you done went too far, so you feel like you just got to go all the way. And you're regretting it for the rest of your life. It's just not worth it. You don't want to live like this. You don't want to go out like this. None of us do. We all deserve better than this. Stay safe and stay free, people.